Hey guys, and welcome back to Kadic Reviews. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've done one of these things, for good reason, because the big games have been coming out and I've been playing them, plus pony things. But it's time for the return of our annual WWE review. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've been a lifelong WWE fan for close to 30 years now, and buying the WWE product just as long. But 2K15 and 2K16 left less to be desired from the now young WWE development team at Visual Concepts. So, the question is the game any better in the year 2016 for its 17 incarnation? Is Suplex City worth a visit? Kinda. All of its new ideas work, but it's still on shaky ground. Let's get into the way all those things come together and ultimately to our final score. Let's get going, everybody.
As you can see from the outset, WWE 2K17 has got a new, fresh, and far cleaner menu system than in years of the past. Gone are the overly glitzy boxes, and in is a straightforward smoke design with all your menus and things easily displayed. The community creations returns from years prior, starting in WWE 2K12, making its fourth iteration. Actually getting the servers and making it work actually works now more than ever before, but you're still going to run into server problems or problems finding exactly what you're looking for, seeing that the search engine still doesn't exactly work and relies on an unreliable hashtag system introduced from last year's game. But getting to matches and getting to where you're going is much easier. And the soundtrack, although having a few standout tracks, one of the tracks from Madden 17 actually come down in the soundtrack. The soundtrack isn't full of anything brand new or amazing. But universally, you'll find that everything now is linked to the virtual currency, a standout of 2K sports games, from unlocking wrestlers to unlocking arenas and even the different versions of the WWE titles. All is done through VC, and all VC can be earned in every mode, making that, of course, a plus. But the Create suite is back with most notably this. Create a video. Now you can create your own custom Titantrons. However, much like create an entrance, this will take a lot of work via its more video style editing suite type advanced creation system. So it may take you longer than you actually want to make the Titantron video of your dreams using clips from your own matches or stuff given from other superstars too, if you're not that creative. But the Create suite is loaded with much more paints, clothes options, and more, making it more dynamic, although the Create a Championship and Create a Moveset remain largely unchanged, except for new options and new taunt usage, like building up audience participation or getting your health back. Small things, but at least new things. But the biggest things of my hopes were that my career was going to go through some drastic changes. Unfortunately, it hasn't. you still can't tell what exactly your ranking is, and there's no clear cut on how to get to the next rank in the game, making my career a slow, painful jog just to get the one title. You're doing a lot of work for very little to show for it. For at least, as of now, my first 10 hours of playing the game, I still haven't been awarded the NXT Championship, and I don't know when I'll get my proper shot at all. But as you can see, the Authority storyline is back, as well as a new feature called Paul Heyman Guy. Yes, you can actually become a Paul Heyman guy and have the greatest mouthpiece in the history of professional wrestling at your beck and call, but you're gonna have to accomplish his many challenges to get it. Editing your stats is also easy, and getting through the menus is an easy trip. Also, changing your character's appearance for t-shirt sales will also give you additional VC, a new feature, but a small one that you'll largely forget about in the greater scheme of playing my career. There just isn't a lot new here. I would have thought that now that my career is now the showcase of the entire single-player experience. However, though, my career does have one brand new outstanding feature. But of course, like everything that the WWE games have been doing as of late, it's only done halfway right. This is the new promo system. With the promo system, you'll be cutting promos just like actual WWE wrestlers do. And given some abilities, you'll be able to do other things with it. And also, commentators, as well as the crowd, as you just heard, will give you viable feedback if you cut good promos. But every promo is different because every crowd is different. Unfortunately, this is not how WWE wrestling actually works on television. WWE wrestlers aren't trying to get the crowd over by having the crowd react to something you say. It's something you say that gets the crowd over to your side. In other words, even though the promo engine gives you many different choices through many different reactions, staying on task, which is a proper term that actual wrestling trainers tell you, in other words, to pick one direction and stick with it, to give your promo a gel and a foundation, is not rewarded here, which makes the promo engine a failure as a result. However, it's in the gameplay of 2K17 that hope starts to shine, mainly through a brand new rollout feature used in multi-man matches to express things as superstars will actually roll out to take a breather during big multi-mans or tag team matches that actually make the tag team matches, a constant problem in previous games, more capable to live with more than ever before in WWE games. Likewise, the hit detection has been made better than in previous years, and things such as ladder physics have been, for the most part, barring a few funny glitches, fixed. But also, ladder matches as a whole have been given an overhaul. There's only a few spots that you can place a ladder, but the placement of the ladder to get to your title or briefcase of choice is now already preset. So all you have to do is do what you see on the screen here to attain your briefcase or ladder of choice. And the way that the ladder is set up and the way that the briefcase is remains throughout the match, causing more frenetic things to happen during it. This actually gives ladder matches a more true-to-life feel and flow than in any other wrestling game previous, which is a plus point for this game. That, plus the fixes of tag teams and multi-man matches, make everything great to watch. On the online front, it's still, sometimes, depending on your connection, a glitchy, messed up mess. And while you're waiting in multi-man matches, you are put in the practice arena like in previous years. But finding an online match is somewhat of a difficult one, especially one that will work well. Here's a match between me and Kodic Reviews' David Owen to show what the online actually working right looks like. But even so, we had a few glitches or two, and it took us a while to connect through the online menus. There are plenty of online achievements, the ranks have pretty much returned, and it pretty much remains unchanged. In terms of the overall presentation, entrances and better lighting effects make the entrances that much better. And during my career, the actual entrances of the shows are also given their chance to shine here, as well as pyrotechnics and proper match cards. Universe mode remains largely unchanged, so that's why you don't see it. Unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of wrestling games in the past still persists. It's still not up to snuff to current WWE programming, so this will all be pre-draft stuff. So things like the Cruiserweight title, the Universal title, and the two brand new SmackDown titles are nowhere to be found. In this notion, I can't help but say that this is no longer acceptable. Wrestling is a 24/7 sport that is constantly changing, evolving, and constantly going without an off-season. If Visual Concepts cannot guarantee a team that can live up to this drastic expectation of just keeping up with the sport in general, making sure that the rosters are up to date and exact, then why come out with a sim-based game year in and year out if you're not going to live up to the true expectations that were required to a sim? On top of that, the submission system has been given a button-mashing minigame, but it's more trouble than it's worth, which makes the new system not better than the old one. There are so many technical through the wrestling oversights in 2K16 that for a hardcore wrestling fan, they'll be annoyed that it's not up to date yet. And this, quite frankly to me, is the last year where I will find this acceptable. Although the gameplay has never been better, now it's time to build it on a strong, true-to-life wrestling foundation. And that needs to happen fast, or this series will lose interest even by the hardcore fans that you're trying to sell. And way too many legends on the roster instead of things like the entire Cruiserweight division, sans community creations, can be deemed unacceptable at this point. You just have to know not necessarily what you're doing, because this game is developed well. You just have to be better at the details, and that's what ultimately brings this game down. Yes, it's an above average game, but only above average. It's not a championship contender yet, but it's certainly rising up the ranks. Considering where it was 3 years ago, this game is vastly more acceptable. That's why I give WWE 2K17 the score of a 7 out of 10. This game is still playable for a large amount of casuals, but the techniques and the small little details will drive hardcores nuts. Plus, its lack of true depth is still something that hampers it. Until the next Kadic Reviews, find peace in your own nirvana. And thanks for watching.
King Dolph Ziggler prides himself on being one of the most athletically gifted superstars in WWE today. Ziggler is a lifetime subscriber to the ideology. Anything you can do,